Okay, so tell me how you feel about school.
It's really hard and stressful. There's always a lot of work and not enough time to do it.
I think school is way too hard and the teachers don't understand what students are going through.
It's really bad. It's almost impossible to have a life with all the work I get.
These students go to James Madison High School of Vienna, Virginia, a suburb just outside of Washington, D.C. Madison is one of the top high schools in the state of Virginia, which belongs to Fairfax County Public Schools, one of the largest public school systems in the nation. As you can see, school in this suburban area is rigorous and demands hard work from all of its students. Madison High School prides itself on being a strong educational institution. Its goal is to challenge its students to push beyond their capabilities so they can achieve great success. Madison is full of resources to keep students engaged, offering many different honors and advanced placement classes as well as numerous extracurricular activities. At Madison, success may not come easy, but it does come often. Head northeast about 15 miles out and it's a completely different story. It's hard to imagine that in our nation's capital, public education could be anything but top-notch. Unfortunately, DC public schools are lacking. The average graduation rate from all DC public schools is 65.4%, substantially lower than Fairfax County Public Schools' graduation rate of 92.3% and Madison's graduation rate of 96.3%. Student morale and school discipline in DC are also behind. The attendance rate in DC is 89.8% compared to Fairfax County's rate of 96%. Perhaps the biggest discrepancy lies in student performance. In DC, only 27% met the English DC Learning Standard and only 25% met the Math Standard. In Fairfax County, 85% met the Reading Virginia Learning Standard and 83% met the Math Standard. DC Public Schools also lacks in funding. FCPS has an operating budget of $2.7 billion for 241 schools, for an average of about $11.2 million per school. Compare that to DCPS's budget of about $589 million for 111 schools, for an average of only $5.3 million per school. This means that DC public schools can only spend about half as much money on each school as Fairfax County can. While many students like the ones at Madison complain about the intense curriculum they receive, they should really be grateful. There are many students around the country who do not receive a good education. For Madison students, graduating and going off to college is almost assumed, but for students with lower quality education, it's only a dream. The contrast in quality of education is not just between Madison and DC schools, it is nationwide. Urban schools generally do not perform as well and have fewer resources compared to suburban schools. Additionally, top-performing schools are typically given more funds than low-performing schools, which prevents lower-quality schools from improving. How can we change all of this? It's simple. Government at all levels needs to spend more on education. In order to improve education in inner cities and poorer areas, we need to ensure that every student has an equal opportunity to learn. This involves shifting attention and funding towards resources that will enhance the curriculum of lower quality schools, rather than focusing on making the top schools look even better. Investing more money into improving educational equality will actually help save money for the government. As more people become better educated, crime rates will go down, which will reduce prison costs, and less people will become dependent on government welfare programs.